What's going on, everyone? It's time for another slasher horror film review. Today we're going to talk about the Christmassy slasher horror film To All a Good Night. It was released January 30th, 1980, and it was directed by David Hess, who is more of like a star and stuff. He played in like The House on the Edge of the Park. He also did films like Hitchhike, and he starred in like The Last House on the Left and Smash Cut. But yeah, so To All a Good Night is your standard slasher film, but it was from the 80s, so it wasn't like right in the middle of the slasher boom or anything. But yeah, so there's a group of sorority kids who basically are stuck at their sorority house during Christmas. They can't get out, or their family's out, and they have nowhere else to go, so they stay there. And they all stay and hang out on Christmas Eve and stuff. And then some guys from another fraternity, their plane breaks down and they end up crashing at the house because it's the only closest place near it, so they could stay. And so, as they do. But as the night goes on, people start getting picked off one by a mysterious Santa just killer, killing off some of the students, and it's up to all the others to fight for their lives and figure out what's actually going on. So this film is your typical structured slasher film. It is from the 80s, so it's a little more toned down than the more mid 80s slasher films and stuff like that. The characters are pretty paper thin for the most part. They're poorly written, and some of the acting is not the greatest. But you can definitely tell who's going to die and who usually lives. But yeah, but it was pretty well shot for the most part, and the kills when they happen are actually pretty well done and look pretty good. Some of it's a little tame and a little off camera, but for the most part the kills were amusing enough. But this is the type of film where they just give you enough to get the sense of things and don't go full blown and artistic with it or anything like that. They just go give you enough so you know what's going on. And then but they implement your typical twist and stuff, which is kind of predictable halfway through the movie. I figured it out halfway through the movie, and because they really emphasize this one person and this one character. And once this one character perishes, there's only one other one to know. It's not really a mystery anymore. So it's pretty standard and staged, but also the body count isn't that high. There's only like 4 or 5 people that get killed off in this film, where you're introduced to like 10. So there's like 5 at the end, and it's just like, what? Like, shouldn't there be more to it and stuff? And it wasn't super Christmassy, even though this was released after Christmas. So, but yeah. So there's that too. Overall, I thought it was pretty standard. Nothing really too good. The acting, you're either gonna like it or you're gonna think it's okay, but or you're gonna hate it. It's not. I've seen worse acting, but still, it's not the greatest. Besides it being well shot and the kills being pretty well staged, that's all this film pretty much had going for it. So it was a little bit of a disappointment, but still a good little popcorn flick just to pass the time. So I'm going to give To All a Good Night a 2.5 out of 5. It was amusing, but definitely there's some definitely way better Christmas slashers out there and stuff as well to check out before you have to sit through this one. So yeah, but what if it sounds like something you're interested in? I'll either link the trailer or if I can find the full film somewhere, I'll link it down below so you can check it out if it sounds like something you're interested in. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. It's linked down below. It's where I post clips of films and review in the future on my stories. Add the film title hashtag and subgenre film and a hashtag so you're aware of it. And yeah, and so make sure you check out my Letterbox. That's linked down below as well. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. So follow me on those 2 platforms. Stay in the loop with this channel. Like this video, share it to more people, wherever. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any, and also if you have any films or film franchises in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe. Hopefully find something weird, obscure, and odd that I probably never thought of checking out together, somewhat like this, and also so you can hear my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things. And don't forget to ring that bell because, well, we're going to go into the low budget, so bad it's good, hopefully territory, as I'm going to review a random film from 2017 called The Elf next. So hopefully it's a decent little killer puppet movie or something like that, but we'll see how that goes. So make sure you tune in for that one and watch out for all those killer Santas out there who are still causing havoc. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.